are. We are connected.
100% less lizards, more sex.
Welcome to American Sex Live. We actually don't have any lizards, nor do we advocate you doing anything sexy with them, because that's just not.
We have lizards. There's many of them out in the yard.
We don't do sex with them.
I'm not suggesting we do sex with the lizards.
I know, but this is American Sex Live. Now we're going to talk about sex, not lizards. So I'm Sunny Megatron.
Lizards are cool.
This is
Void Pervert.
We're sexuality educators, pleasure advocates, and kinky perverts too. We are the hosts also of American Sex Podcast that you can hear on like iTunes and whatever podcast player you listen to. But also on Wednesday nights now we do here on Get Vocal American Sex Live, where we can show you things. Look, they don't mind that we have dildos on Get Vocal. It's awesome. And all sorts of things we're going to show you today. And we can get a little bit more in depth and we can interact and you guys can pop on and it's great. And speaking of pop on, I'm actually going to lock the cameras. Hey, thank you, Lakesh.
Wow, thank you, Lakesh.
So I'm going to lock and we're going to open up for questions and visiting a little bit later. Going to do some ball washing, which is our housekeeping.
Ball washing?
Housekeeping is now ball washing. It's our shtick now. Where have you been?
I know that because every week I'm going to ask you ball washing because I'm an old man and I actually forget every week and I keep thinking about you washing my balls.
Oh, okay. So then Ken gets all distracted.
You say ball washing? I think you mean like coconut lines.
No. Okay. If you can't see us both, turn your phone sideways. If you can't see the chat, swipe either left or right. I'm not sure. Try both. One will work. And you can see the chat. We are going to open up for questions probably about like 8:35, 8:40-ish. However, we're also giving away a sex toy today. We've got the Aroha Mikazuki.
Thank you.
Yes,
oh, you did it.
I did it. And I have one open. That's my personal one. And this is by the Tenga company. They've been our prize sponsor all month and probably for a lot longer because they sent us a bunch of stuff. And this is silicone. It's a vibrator, an external vibrator. A lot of people with vulvas like this one, but it doesn't matter what parts you have. You can use it. Don't stick it in your ass because it does not have a flared base and it'll go up there. And you can't go to the emergency room right now because the hospitals are overrun with coronavirus patients. So you're just going to have a vibrator stuck in your colon.
Or if not, they will be soon.
Who knows what's going to happen? So don't do that. But the cool thing about this is this silicone. See how squeezy it is? It almost feels like a piece of like Bubblicious bubble gum. It's kind of awesome. So this is valued at $120. You need to be present on the Get Vocal platform to win. So I know some of you are watching the simulcast on Facebook or Periscope or YouTube, and that's cool. You can stay there, but two things. We can't see your comments, and you're not going to qualify to win this. So get on over to bit.ly, bit.ly/Sunny, SUNNY, GETVOKL. bit.ly/Sunny Get Vocal. And the people at Get Vocal will tally up who is here on the Get Vocal platform. We'll pull your name out of a hat at the end, and you might win one of these. And I'm turning on my phone because it just rang. Okay. Next thing. Oh, it comes with a cool charging case.
Hello.
You put it in this case. And then you plug in the case and it charges. It's really cool.
And also, and this is really interesting, some of the people that I know like this as their favorite sex toy at this point, and they are people that have quite a few different ones. And it's not going to be something that I don't know if it's 100% for everybody, but those that like it are crazy about it.
Yeah.
And it's that softness with a lot of pressure that they're describing, like why they like it.
I still, admittedly, I've only played with it a couple times. I need more time with it to figure out, like I haven't quite figured out how to use it so it'll work for me, but I'm determined. And a lot of times with sex toys, it's like learning to ride a bike. You don't just use it once and go, oh, I don't like it, or I love it. Even when I test sex toys, I try them a number of different times because sometimes there's a learning curve. So I'm still on my learning curve with this one. Lexi referred to Ken as Apocalypse Daddy. So real quick, as I had said before, Ken has been doing some coronavirus, like some practical coronavirus advice live streams. And he knows his stuff because he has a medical background and you did mass pandemic stuff in the service.
Mass casualty triage and pandemics was my military specialty.
So he knows his stuff. So find him on, what's your Facebook? Facebook.com/SciChicken. Yeah.
PSY chicken.
And hey, you're doing live streams, what, maybe every day?
Yeah, I'm going to be doing them every day. And we're going to talk about a variety of subjects. One hack that I want to talk about right now, though, just really quick, and I know we're going to get on to bigger and better stuff, If you have a pet, be very careful where you bring your dog specifically, because any of the droplets, if somebody spits on the ground and they have coronavirus, if they're symptomatic or if they're either asymptomatic or symptomatic with it, as long as they carry a viral load, they can put that out and it will stay for anywhere between 1 to 5 days probably on the ground, depending on rain and that sort of thing, which means that if your dog steps on it, they can get it. Your dog can't get sick, but if they were up against another dog, for example, and that dog has droplets from their human, that droplet can transfer from dog to dog and from your dog back to you.
Then you lick your own dog and look what happens.
So just like when you bring your dog down, just get a hot, soapy, wet rag. Just give them a quick wipe down, and especially the paws.
Okay, so real quick, we are part of the
dog licking.
Do not lick your dog. That is what I used to have to tell my kids. Don't lick the dog. Now it's really important.
Yeah, they always lick, the dogs lick their nuts, and when you try to do it, it's just average. It's not great at all.
What?
I'm joking.
Whose nuts are you licking?
I said dogs lick their own nuts. I tried it once, but
wait, whose nuts are you?
Average.
You licked the dog nuts?
No, I did not lick the dog's nuts. It was from a.
Are you making your own nuts?
No, stop trying to figure it out. Go back to the podcast.
Anyway, do not lick your dog.
Don't lick your dog's nuts.
So we're part of a Wednesday night lineup here on Get Vocal, where it's everything dating, sex, and relationships. And we fucking love it here. If you love this too, and you love us too, you can purchase V-Coins and give us little tips. As well as, I think somewhere on here, I hope it's here. Sometimes it disappears when I check it. But there's a link to our Patreon, which is patreon.com/AmericanSex. Shit's hard right now. So with the whole virus bullshit and losing work. So if there's a time, it's now. Also, just share with your friends. Let your friends know this broadcast is happening. That in and of itself is great. Also, make sure you subscribe to this and to our regular over-the-air podcast that comes out every Monday, because even your subscription helps us. So thank you.
Really quick, everybody out there, we really appreciate all that you've done so far. Sonny and I have lost over 90% of our income, and it's something that's really going to hit us. There's other people that are hit even harder. But if you have the ability, not only help those that really, really need it, like start with food and stuff like that, but any financial contributions are very much appreciated right now. We won't be able to start working again like we were until all of this is over.
Or hire us, like we're going to start doing coaching and things like that. So anyway.
If you need an apocalypse daddy, I'm there.
There are 3 hours left to enter the giveaway we have going on to win your very own 2-pack of Eddies by Giddy. That address is sunnymegatron.com/Giddy, Giddy dash giveaway. So sunnymegatron.com/Giddy, Giddy dash giveaway. If someone could type that, I would love you forever.
And every time you say 2-pack, I keep hearing Tupac.
Tupac. Okay.
A Tupac of
Eddies. You guys all know the shits that's been going on, right? With the social distancing and all that. And if you listen to our Monday podcast, our audio podcast, we had a therapist on, Kate Laree, not to just talk about, everyone's talking about the coronavirus and the statistics and all that, but nobody's really talking about, 1, how it affects your mental health. So we talk about that in that episode. And 2, kind of what we're going to talk about today, how it affects your sexuality, your personal connections. I know a lot of people who are polyamorous who are like, oh shit, like should I see my other partners? How am I going to see my other partners? I need that kind of sexual or intimate connection and I can't get it. So today, thank you so much for posting that, Liz. Go enter and win a 2-pack of Giddies, or of Eddies from Giddy.
Who's that?
I don't know. Oh, I know who that is.
Is that who I think?
Yeah, it is who you think it is. Anyway, fuck, I lost my train of thought. Ken, why do you do this to me? Oh, so I thought it was a really good time to unearth all of my information about having the best, most kick-ass either cybersex or BDSM relationship that you can have. A lot of these tools that we're going to talk about are geared more towards people into kink, BDSM, or that have a dom sub dynamic or power exchange. However, if you're on the vanilla end of the spectrum, you can definitely use these to basically customize them to what fits you. So before I get into the nitty gritty, and I'm going to have a big old sheet of links that I'm going to be giving you to, before Waffles, I'm gonna.
Hi, Maya, we love you.
Okay. So
Waffles. Oh shit.
Did he just, oh my God, what is happening? Set destroyed by dog.
News at 11.
All right, so Waffles, go lick your balls. Anyway, what is it?
Come on, buddy. It's
okay. He's stuck behind my laundry basket. It's a mess. Like anything you don't see is a mess. Illusion. Anyway, so before we get into the nitty gritty and I give you the specific things that we're doing, I really want you to consider what type of relationship you're using these long distance tools with. Things like how much time Ken, what are you doing? Come to sit down. I can't concentrate with you playing behind me. How much time do you want to spend with your partner playing virtually every week? What kinds of things do you want to do? You know, how long does your partner need to engage with you so they feel valued in the relationship? Since we're living in a whole new world and we're taking a lot of our relationship online and virtual, these are things you may not have talked about with your partner. So really sit down and have a good talk and be like, you know, do we need an every night connection? Do we need a once a week check-in? There's a lot of variables that are, you know, the dynamic of your relationship, and do you have other partners, do you have kids, do you have time to have that conversation.
Can I add something really quick? One of the things that I'm paying attention to now more than ever before, it's not how like willing somebody is to do a sexual act, it's not their ability with certain things. I'm more attracted right now to sexual infection control techniques, and not just sexual, but all infection control techniques.
Right.
Infection control is key.
It might be becoming a fetish, like, oh, right, like we could have phone steps. Right now, I'm wiping my large areolas with Clorox wipes, and I'm gonna let them air dry for 4 minutes so all the bacteria is killed. Is that what you? So I got a tip for that.
And yes, Adam, it's
so
totally,
anyway,
Adam.
You know, I'm not gonna kink shame. Whatever, you know, whatever. Anyway. So yeah, have that conversation to avoid hurt feelings or confusion, you know, moving forward. Secondly, I love that gift. Thank you. Secondly,
how do you know him?
I've watched the show.
Not with me.
I don't know who I watched it with, but anyway.
How dare you? How dare you, Trailer Park Boys, without me?
If you are using these tools, stop. If you are using these tools for BDSM, you got to do all the BDSM stuff first that I would normally tell you to do. Maybe even more so if you're not used to playing as psychologically as you're going to have to play when you're doing long distance stuff. So for instance, if your BDSM is usually more sensual, more sensation play, like I'm going to flog you, I'm going to massage you, that sort of thing. It may be a little bit of a learning curve to take it to more of a psychological level. And oftentimes that level of psychological play takes a little bit more negotiation. I'm not going to rehash the stuff that, you know, we talked about before, but I'm going to encourage you to listen to last week's Get Vocal. You can watch the replay on erotic humiliation. We talk a lot about like elements of play and mental kink, even if your thing isn't specifically humiliation focused. That conversation should help you. I'm also going to direct you to our BDSM 101 Get Vocal. Also, episode 80 of American Sex Podcast is all about BDSM 101. Listen to those things. Really quick,
I wanted to add one thing. A lot of our humiliation class we owe to a dominatrix named Maya Sinstress. If you want to get the real thing, if you're looking to hire a pro dom, Maya is the queen of humiliation. I cannot recommend anybody enough in that particular field. She is the best at it. So if you want it, Maya Sinstress.
Yay, Maya's awesome. So really quick, you know, you got to have the safe words, the discussion about limits, desires, all of that stuff, just like you would. You should use our BDSM negotiation tool. Which again, we explain in those things, but I'm going to give you a link right here. Hopefully this is the right link. I don't even know what this is. Hold on. I can't see what I paid.
1 second, everybody.
Yeah. Here's just a bunch of stuff. Let's see.
Sunny's referring to our rough BS system.
So rough BS negotiation sheet. So it's basically to help you figure out how your scene might go. Granted, some of these things you may not be able to do as well in real life, like you know, being beaten but there are creative ways you can get around that. There's also
self-flagellation.
Right. There's also a selection of great yes, no, maybe sheets. Ours is on there, as well as a bunch from a bunch of different educators. So that's the second link I have here. And the third link is our BDSM 101 American Sex Podcast episode. So listen to those to kind of get your foundation on. So the biggest sexual organ is the brain. And this is one thing I am going to repeat if you've heard us talk before, because I think it's an important foundation we all need to make sure we're on the same page, is Ken and I tend to think of BDSM as psychological, and a lot of people do. Whether that means we're actually doing a very physically heavy scene that on the outside looks like we're mostly doing physical stuff. Underlying is always the mental give and take. So I like to say that BDSM is all first and foremost about the mind fuck, not the physical fuck. You can choose to bring the physical fuck along with it and use that as a tool to affect the brain the way you want. But that's not necessary because you're really working up here first and foremost. So we liken it to a roller coaster. If I'm the dominant and Ken is the submissive, you're like leaning towards me. I'm a magnet. I'm the dominant, Ken is the submissive. Actually, he's a roller coaster rider who's like leaning to the left. He's a roller coaster rider and I'm a roller coaster engineer. So I'm going to you're shaking the whole camera. Sorry. I'm going to get together with Ken to design this roller coaster, and I'm going to get his specs, and I'm going to be like, do you like loopy turns?
Spring Break 95. Woo!
No. Do you like dark tunnels?
Yes.
Do you like water splashes?
Yeah.
Okay. Say something you don't. Say no. What don't you like?
Curly cues.
Curly cues. Okay. So I'm going to do dark tunnels, water splashes, but not curly cues. And that it's an analogy for our negotiation. And then I'm going to go away. I'm going to design that roller coaster specifically according to his specs, but I'm going to put it together in a way that feels like a complete surprise to him. So he's going to wonder like, holy shit, is she really adhering to my specs? Is this roller coaster going to run off the rails? Because I want to get all of those body chemicals, the adrenaline and all those, neuroreceptors and everything in his body and brain going wild. Just like when we ride a real roller coaster, we watch a scary movie. We like to.
And this is great because I've given her exactly whatever my limits would be. I told her what I will and won't do. So no curly cues, but like water slides and stuff. Yeah, put them wherever you want. Make it fun.
And I've prepared it where it's a very controlled thing. There's a beginning, middle, and an end. I know exactly where I'm going, where I'm not going, but I want him to feel surprised, even though I'm not violating his boundaries. So. Lastly, it is important to remember that the goal of an online play session is to have a shared experience together. You're building intimacy, you're fostering connectedness. That's really what it's all about. And it very well may include lots of orgasms. And that's the icing on the cake. So before we get any further, I want to talk about some common things that we use. Google, like Google Drive, Google Sheets, even Gmail or Skype. A lot of us use these platforms for sexy things. I'm not going to tell you not to. However, I'm going to tell you to be careful because it's risky. Sexual content, if you do sexy stuff on video on Skype, that is against the terms of service. If you get caught, you're going to get your account shut down. Same thing with Google. We have the SESTA FOSTA laws to thank for that. If you want to bone up on what that is, episode 36 of American Sex Podcast, we talk all about those bills and how they've fucked everybody over. So I strongly suggest if you're going to use Skype or Google or whatever for sex things, make a separate account that is your sex account. So if for some reason that gets taken down, you haven't lost all of, half of the book that you're writing or stuff for your vanilla day job because you used your regular Google account.
Problems with other partners. If you have partners, sometimes divorces happen. Mm-hmm. And we know a lot of people that either got outed or got their accounts used against them in some capacity. So just know who you share the information with about who you are, on your internet persona versus who you are in real life, especially with sexuality.
Okay, so the first tool I'm going to talk about is Team Viewer. So if you work in an office situation and you've ever had, or even at home on your internet, and you've had like, hey, help desk person, something's wrong with my internet. And they go, let me give you a little code. Go to the screen. I'm going to take over your computer. And suddenly you see your cursor moving and it's not you, it's the other person. So TeamViewer is a software designed to do that, but we can utilize it for kinky purposes. It has a free download. It's Team, T-E-A-M, Viewer, V-I-E-W-E-R. Go download a copy. It will give you a password and a PIN number. You give that to the person you're playing with, and then you can, let's say I'm the dominant and I'm the one doing the things, or the top doing the things. I can take over a person's computer.
You look really pretty tonight.
Oh, thank you. Oh, do you have a boner?
No, not yet.
Oh, think maybe later.
Yeah, not right now.
Yeah. So when you take over a person's computer, you can do this for many reasons. You can simply use it to watch movies together. Let's say I've got my Netflix or whatever, you put it up. There's also a Netflix party plugin for Chrome, which is, you can use that too. But let's say you want to watch porn together. Let's say, I don't know, you want to share a video that, home video that you made, fucking somebody else, and you want to watch it together, and you can do that on TeamViewer. They can, you can see their computer, or vice versa. So what else? There's also a service I haven't used called Rabbit, RABB.IT. I think it's only for watching movies, but that was suggested by Kate from the Dildorks podcast. So I want to give Dildorks props
How do
for
you
that.
spell that? Is it rabbi with a T?
RABB.IT.
Oh, okay. So it's not Rabbi T.
No, it's not Rabbi. Let's have tea with the rabbi. No, that's not what it is. TeamViewer is great for taking sex classes together. What? So this is free, and if you're with somebody, you can queue this up on your own computer. But let's say you have subscribed to Kink Academy with a partner, and Kink Academy is the best video learning library for kink, hands down. It has around 2,000 videos from about 200 of the world's top BDSM educators. Ken and I have a humiliation series and electric play series there. So normally one of you might get a subscription and you might watch it together as a couple, but now you're stuck in your house, partner stuck in another house. You can watch those videos together. So that's something you can do. And also, if you want to do Kink Academy, we are affiliates with Kink Academy, so you don't pay any extra. But if you go to bit.ly/Kink Academy, we actually get credit. If you subscribe, it's $20 a month, and we actually get half of that in our pocket. So that is awesome. So you can use it to read erotica together. I like this in more of a dom sub thing. If I have a submissive that's kind of shy and they don't like to read dirty words, go on the Literotica website. And again, I'm going to give you a huge list of links. So if you didn't catch it, don't worry. Literotica is amateur erotica that people write, and there's really good erotica. So maybe like force, with negotiation, force your submissive to read some dirty erotica while maybe you masturbate to it. That sort of thing. You can see the page and see what you're reading at the same time. What else? Humiliation. Oh, also shopping for sex toys together. That's awesome. Humiliation. So this is where you are more in control of their computer, and you tell them, don't you touch that cursor. Don't you log off. I have control of your computer. So you go into, let's say, their browser history. You're like, let's go and see what kind of porn you watch. Oh, you like to watch sissy bondage porn, do you? And maybe they're embarrassed, but it's hot. It's like a hot embarrassment, like our erotic humiliation. And you embarrass them or humiliate them, and like, why don't you? I'm going to pull up the last video you watched. What were you doing when you watched that video? Were you stroking your cock? Or you can do all sorts of things. So, easy, right? You can snoop around their computer and embarrass them with what you find. You can take it. I'm a writer, and it was character research. Now,
dude, I'm totally stealing that, by the way.
There are financial dominants or financial doms that also use TeamViewer quite often. And I'm going to give you a big caveat here. You can get into trouble this way. So a lot of financial doms will, go into their force themselves into their submissive's account, like Amazon account, while their submissive is watching. And they're like, I'm going to send myself a gift card, or I'm going to buy this really cool essential oil diffuser and I'm going to buy it with your money. And some people really enjoy playing that way. Please heavily negotiate that, because if you're going into somebody's bank account or you're spending their money and you haven't really carefully negotiated this, that's edge play. Do that at your own fucking risk, because that's actually illegal. Like, if you don't know this person, they could be like, they hacked my bank account, and you're getting a world of trouble. So caveat, this is some serious stuff, but you can do that if you choose. So I want to talk about the technique of the dominant. When you're a dominant and you're crafting scenes online, you are much better to operate within a reward framework than a punishment framework. And so this is what I mean. Punishment is, if you don't do X, Y, Z, I'm going to punish you. Or if you do X, Y, Z, I'm going to reward you, right? So when you operate within a reward framework, you at first this is one way you can do it. You can take something away, and when they do the thing you want, give it back. Reason being, when you are not physically with someone, how are you going to make somebody do anything? Oh yeah, I did that. Oh, it's a little off camera. Or, oh, I did that earlier. Here's the proof, but they doctored it up or whatever. But
question. Can we talk about chastity?
We're getting it? Yeah, okay, cool. There's a whole.
Sorry, I jumped ahead, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, you have more control over it. So I'm going to give you one instance I love to do with TeamViewer is put parental controls on my submissive's computer, so they cannot watch porn. They can only do the things they want to do when I take the parental controls off. So let's say I have a number of tasks for them to do throughout the week, and they have performed those tasks to my satisfaction. Then I say, your reward is I'm going to lift the parental controls from your computer this weekend, and you can watch porn, you can do whatever you want. And you have control over their data, so that's something you have to carefully negotiate, but that's something you can do. Orgasm control is kind of awesome. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anything. Hold on, I have a whole fucking sheet here. No, I didn't miss anything. One of my examples is sometimes the reward could just be, we're going to have an evening where we watch Game of Thrones together on TeamViewer, which is that's a nice, sweet reward. Orgasm control is great to do alone or with a partner, and you can definitely use the internet to do it. I wrote a guide on orgasm control, and again, I'm going to drop a big old set of links in
you got the biggest links, baby.
Yeah, hold on. And I'm actually going to give you, if I give you this one link now, shut up. If I give you this one link now, this is, where's the thing? Oh, fuck. Okay. This is the episode I did, the podcast episode I did on long distance cybersex, which has most of the links we're talking about. But at the end, I'm going to paste like an updated list of links. So I wrote a guide, orgasm control. Go to that and you'll find it in the list of links. Now, orgasm control can be a lot of things, and it's not just straight up like, I am denying you an orgasm, that's too bad, done. It can be teasing. It can be edging. I've seen they're coming out with Bluetooth active. Oh, yes, they are. Just wait. Yes.
Really?
We're going to get there. So edging is fun. So normally when I give this example, it culminates in, let's say you're going to see your partner at the end of the week. But since we're all kind of in quarantine, maybe you're not going to see your partner at the end of the week in person. But does marriage count as chastity? I love you, honey, if you're watching. That's cute, Steve. Maybe the end of the week is on Saturday, you're going to have a big hot and heavy Skype session together. And you have promised that you're going to, facilitate many, many orgasms for your partner. However, they have to follow your specifications and your rules, so maybe it's like, all right, On Monday, I'm going to send you a sexy picture, or I'm going to send you some erotica that I wrote. But I'm going to tell you you can't masturbate, that sort of thing. Do something every day where you edge them towards the culminating orgasm on Saturday or whatnot. So I'm going to jump to Chastity. Hold on, because I do not have
my new band name.
Jumping to Chastity. Okay, Chastity's great. And people are talking about Chastity in the comments, so I'm just going to jump there. Chastity, a Chastity device or cock cage is a thing made of silicone or hard plastic or metal, number of different materials that goes over your cock. And I don't have, did you have one? Well, if he did, he didn't bring it. So it goes over your cock, and there's a little tiny padlock that goes on there. And sometimes it has like a lock that fits for that device. And you lock up your submissive's cock. Now, if you're playing orgasm denial games throughout the week, this is a great way to do that, because you know they're not going to unlock. But how do you know? If you're in New York and maybe they're down the 2 miles away, but you're in quarantine in New York and you can't see each other, how do you know they're just not going to take the key and unlock and rub one off and put it back on and be like, I didn't do anything? Number of ways. So if you can't be the key holder in person and take that key away, there's a couple things you can do. Get a little block of, or a little bowl, little cat bowl, a little bowl of ice or something. Have them put the key in, or water. Have them put the key in it. Have them swirl a pattern of food coloring into it, and then it freezes in a certain swirl. So if they melted that ice, and then you put it in the freezer and you make it ice. If they melted that ice, you take a snapshot of what that swirl looks like exact. You're going to know if they melted that ice and put a new swirl, because they can't make it. It's like a fingerprint. So that's one way they can lock up the key. There's another way. Somebody said Bluetooth controlled thing. There's a thing called a Chrono Vault, which is like, was it Boggle, the game Boggle that you play where you press? I think so. It's like a see-through dome, and you press it. It looks just like the pressy thing on Boggle, but it's a thing where you open it up, you put your key in it, and then you have the Bluetooth control when it locks and opens. And you can do that remotely. So you can lock the key up that way. And yeah, like you were saying, actual devices that have those. You can do it like the more inexpensive way. You can have your partner use a real estate box. And again, please have give the combination to a friend, because if you come down with
Amy Jo.
Hey, Amy Jo. If you come down with like coronavirus and you're in the hospital and you can't give them the combination to get out, they may be in chastity forever. They may then go to the emergency room in chastity. Oh, this is turning depressing. Anyway, so you have them put the key in this real estate box, and it's a 4-number combination. Like, you can have them blindfold themselves, do the combination on camera. You take a snapshot of it so you know what the combination is. When they're blindfolded, it takes a little coordination, but you can do this. When they're blindfolded, they scramble up the numbers and lock it. So now you're the only one with the combination. You have to give it to them till they can unlock. Also, a few apps that facilitate the locking. One that I've used quite a bit is called EMLA Lock, EMLALOCK. And basically, it keeps a picture of the combination for you, and it's kind of all automated. It also gives your submissive games they can play. Like, you can play a game of chance, and you can play up to 20 games of blackjack on this computer.
Have we play a Game of Thrones?
No, but you can play like 20 games of blackjack on this thing, and if you win, it lessens your time in chastity. Or other people on the system can do things that affect the amount. So it's like a little game. You can even do chastity with yourself with that thing as well.
I got a question for you.
Yes.
Should I try chastity? I've never done it before.
Yes, you should. You should.
What should we do?
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Okay.
I'll figure it out. One other thing you can use is on Amazon. Hopefully they're still delivering these and they're considered a necessity. Like kitchen safes where people put their snacks in there, and then there's a timer, and the box won't open until like you set the timer. So if you're doing short-term chastity just for a few hours or a day, you can have them lock the key in that, and then it'll open. And if God forbid something happens, you can it's a plastic box. You can smash it with a hammer and get your key out. So those are all things you can do for chastity. I'm going to go back to what were we talking about? team viewer, dominant technique, orgasm control, what else? Utilizing writing in your play. Now, you can do a lot of things with writing, and you can utilize Google Docs. Again, if you're going to have some dirty stuff in there, I suggest you make a dirty Google account. So if for some reason, Sesta Fawcett gets taken down, you don't lose all your personal stuff too. So first, journaling. You can either, as a couple, maybe come up with different journaling prompts. Princess Callie, who runs Kink Academy, wrote a book, 365 Days of Kink. And each day is a prompt to think about your kink or to talk about your kink. And you can use that with a partner. So maybe every day you take a kinky writing prompt and you each write something, and then you compare and you use that to come up with new scenes or new creative things. Or, hey, I never knew you liked it in the ass. I do too. You never know what can come of it. If you have a dom-sub relationship, have your submissive journal. You can use journal for more serious things like therapy, like, I don't know, tell me 3 ways that baggage from your past relationships has held you back, and let's talk about that. Or it can be like, tell me about your deepest, darkest fantasy that you've never told anybody, that sort of thing. And you can use that as a prompt for either further discussion or further play. I already mentioned Literotica. It's fucking amazing. You can actually watch someone while they write erotica, which is, because in Google Docs, you can see the other person typing. In BDSM, writing can also be a punishment. And this is Ken's favorite part. He's missing it because something's happening with the dog. So writing lines is actually something Ken loves to do. So like, I will not disobey, sir, or I am a, giggly slut.
I'm a naughty girl.
Whatever. And like, write that 1,000 times, right? If you make someone do that online, it's like copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. What's the fun in that? There is a website called writeforme.org. Writeforme.org. So it manages your online line writing, but you type it, you can't copy paste. You either can have someone assign you writing, or you can go to writeforme.org, and there could be random people there like, I'm a mistress and I put, like, you must kiss mistress's boots or whatever it is. Like, I peed in my diaper if you're, a adult baby, whatever it is. Just go on there, pick an assignment and write it. And, you can get hooked up with people on writeforme.org. It is .org, right? Let me make sure. Yeah, writeforme.org. So there's also there's a number of sites that don't require you to have a partner. And they range all the way from super kinky to suitable for vanilla folks too. One is faproulette.com. Again, I'm going to paste all these links to you at the end. Faproulette.com is geared towards people with penises who are on the submissive end. But let me fucking tell you, there are, how many thousand? I think I wrote it down. 4,000 unique FAP roulette scenarios. So, and I was going to try to screen share and pull them up, and I realized they're all dirty, and I don't want to show you like porn on here. But there is stuff from like a pee drinking game, and you get out a set of dice. And if you roll, if you roll a 6, that means you have to drink a half a cup of your pee or whatever it is. I know. There's like diaper wearing game. I mean, and then I know it's peas and diapers. He's excited. It's everything from like extreme stuff like that to just like, jerk off instruction. Like, if you roll this, you're going to edge yourself for this long. And there's panty wearing sissy stuff. And it's all set up like little games. And you just scroll through and you read the different games until you find one you like. So you can do that with a partner or alone, which is really cool. So boop, 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 boop. Fap Roulette. Another one that's similar is milovana.com. Again, this is going to be in the whole link sheet. deviatenow.com/scripts is a similar thing. However, you actually download scripts on your computer. So if you're a little weird about downloading stuff like I am, and I'm like, I don't want to download it. What if there's a virus? Virus, don't say that word now. Like, it's scary. There's another one. Yeah, I know, too soon. There's another one. Oh my God, it's so good. fapinstructor.com. And I'm trying to, I don't know how to screen share here. I do. Let's see if I can find Fap Instructor, because this one I can show you. That's Fap Roulette, too dirty. Oh shit, do I not have it up? Fap Instructor. You know what? I'll just read it to you because like I don't want to run out of time. It's basically when you go to fapinstructor.com, it is this sheet where it's like, do you want GIFs, pictures, or videos? How long do you want? 5 minutes? You know, it's like minimum game time 5 minutes, maximum game time is 20 is the default. Is an final orgasm allowed or not? So this can be used for ruined orgasms, or like at the end you want to orgasm.
How much does this cost?
It's free.
What?
These are all free.
What?
These are all free. All free. Free.
Okay.
By the way, I know. Didn't mention, he's going to be in the other room. We're going to be on cam with each other, which you can do. I mean, that's fun. That's something to do if you're trapped inside with your partner and you're like physically with each other. It might be fun to do like camera stuff, even though you're in the same house, right? So it's like, you know, is it a denied orgasm, a ruined orgasm? Is it random? And you pick all these things, and then it plays a scenario for you with different porn. It's like, okay, stroke your cock, da, da, da. And it's like, no, stop. And it's like, count to 10, faster, faster. And it basically gives you a customized jerk off instruction with either a ruined orgasm, an orgasm, or a surprise, or whatever at the end. It's really cool. Like I said, I forgot to mention, these things are all fucking free. Free. Okay. Because we're cheap and we don't like to spend money. Let's see. The cool thing about using these games is it emphasizes creativity and play.
Blue Nick, you will adapt.
I know.
You will become one of us.
Blue Nick.
There's
so many things. The cool thing, if you go on places like Fap Roulette or Fap Instructor and you start getting an idea for different games, you start realizing like, oh, I get how you can make sexy games. So then it can inspire you to make your own. So there's a couple of examples. One tool you can use, it's a Wheel of Fortune style wheel. And this website is called wheeldecide.com. If you go there, and again, I'll give you a big thing of links. If you go there, it's like a Wheel of Fortune wheel, or not Wheel of Fortune, or like Price is Right or whatever. And you fill in your own things. So this is cool. You can put it up.
Is it like Maya's wheel?
Yes. Yeah. So you can put it up. You put your own things on it, and you do it. So it's like you spin it. Spank your ass for me 10 times, because you can make that person on the other end do corporal punishment to themselves. You know, get some binder clips and clip. You know, if you're into pain, clip them here.
I've seen some chatterbait girls do this.
Yeah. Put clothespins on your nipples. That sort of thing. The cool thing is, a lot of the things we're talking about, you can use if you're a cam performer, an online dom. These are great tools to use, not just personally. You can embed the wheel on your website. So if you have your own sex worker website and you want to put it up there, you can maybe send your, submissives, like, go to my website and spin the wheel, and that's how much tribute you're going to give me, or, whatever. And you can incorporate it that way. But the sky's the limit. You can put whatever you want on that wheel, which is pretty fucking cool.
Actually, Crystal, it is really fun. It's one of the funnest things to do at any kind of a sexy time event.
And if you don't have dice, there's online dice rollers, there's online card pullers. So once you start getting a feel for different games you can play, you can, use all these tools to make your own. The cool thing about this, you can do it with a partner. Sometimes you can just play these games by yourself. Like you can write, if I get a one, either do the Fap Roulette or make your own, or you can hook up with people online and have some safe fun. I'm very stranger danger, even before this virus thing. So go on to fetlife.com, go on some of the dating sites, go on wherever you are comfortable and not stepping over your bounds meeting people. So do not do this on private message on LinkedIn, please. Do it on a sex site. That happens. It happens. And meet people, Skype with them. You can cover up your camera if you don't want them to see you. You can do a lot of really cool things with strangers online, including playing with sex toys. So this is where I get to my Bluetooth sex toys, a company called Lovense, LOVENSE.com. They make a lot of the Bluetooth toys that the cam performers use. I love WeVibe. Here's a WeVibe Melt. Also the WeVibe. The fuck is this guy? It has a million names. I think this one's the Sync, but the wearable WeVibe Couples Vibe. Most of We Vibes toys now, they have butt plugs. They have, you know, for non-prostate butts, prostate massagers, like anything you can think of. There's wands. They're all controlled by Bluetooth. Give a stranger on the internet your code and they can control your vibrator. So it's like you don't even have to be playing with people that you know, which is kind of cool. Let's see. Ooh, you like that. Yeah. Doms, Dungeons, and Bad Dragons make a very long, dirty campaign. Yeah, totally. You can have your sub text you with a list of things they will do and then write them down and pull them out of a hat. Absolutely. See, it's like talk in the comments, like tell your ideas. I'm going to have you guys pop on and give us some of yours as well. Let me just see. Boop, 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 boop. I think I've got pretty much everything. I'm going to copy paste for you this huge ass fucking list. I know there's probably shit I forgot. Yeah, there's a few things on here like how to organize an online orgy. Like, oops, I just fucked something up. How to organize an online orgy like we had on our TV show. You know, find people online and, you know, you're on Zoom or Skype or whatever platform you use. There are links here to some encrypted sites. Like if you want to do dirty chat and you want it encrypted and you don't want people to know, there's Signal, there's Wire, also Proton Mail. If you don't want to do Gmail, is encrypted and a little bit more safe. Huge fucking thing of links. Like it's kind of a mess, but just take that and copy paste in your own Google Doc somewhere and then go through all those links and check them out. They're very similar to the links I have on this blog post. I'll give it to you real quick. Most of them are here. There's one I'm really sad I just found out was down. It was one of my favorites. It was called onesubmissiveact.com. There's even a subreddit for it. And
it's down?
Yeah, like 6 months ago or something, it went down.
Oh, man.
But keep looking. One submissive act is great. You can be a submissive or a dominant. You give someone one submissive act, it facilitates negotiation, and they're like, you know, take a picture, you know, look at my picture and masturbate to me, and then I want a picture of your ejaculate on your feet or on my picture or whatever, you know, it could be something like that. And then they send you photo proof that they did it, and you get to hook up with strangers, which is kind of cool. You can also use that site to hook up with people you know, but like I said, it's down. So look for it to, I don't know what happened to it. I'm really sad. What was the other thing? Let me see some of these. Yeah, I have like the real estate box, the kitchen timer box. Supposedly they have a real estate box also Bluetooth controlled. So instead of having them like blindfold and do the thing, you can just set the combination by Bluetooth, which is fuck up a lot easier, but they're kind of expensive. What did I forget? Fab Roulette, Signal. You can use Marco Polo, even though that's not encrypted as far as I know. And a couple other places to meet people, maybe some of the swinger websites, even though you can't hook up with them, you might be able to find them to be like, hey, you want to do an online orgy? Do you want to hook up online? You know, maybe if you're into it's a safe way to do couples play. If you've wanted to swing with your partner, but you're like, I don't know if I want to go all the way. It's a really safe way to play with another couple. And if you're like, this is weird. I mean, I know it's a little like ghosting and it's kind of rude, but if you're just like, maybe that person's weird and you don't want to play with them, click, they're gone. They're gone. You never see them again, which is pretty cool. I'm going to open up the chat.
Lupus says a local dom that's hosting a virtual kinky speed dating this week. That's a great idea.
That's fucking amazing. Yeah.
Lupus, if you want to go ahead and give them a link, just throw it in the chat there, and if it's open to the general public, then
yeah, and if it's not, if it can be open to us, I would love to check it out. Yeah, that's fucking amazing. If anyone has any other ideas, like this is just our idea. Oh, one cool thing that I did recently, it was a fun game. I did with someone a marble game. It was so cool. So we got these marbles, enough for a month, one marble a day. There was a bunch of clear marbles. There were like 4 green marbles and then 5 red, 5 yellow. And so the different things meant different colors. So we put them in a bag and then pulled out like, okay, what's the first marble you pull out? It's a clear marble. Okay, that's the first of the month. And clear marbles were nothing. Like you get off scot-free. You don't have to do anything. Oh, pull it for the second day. Oh, it's a yellow marble. that means that you have to edge for 15 minutes but not come. And this is somebody I was doing chastity with too. Oh, you picked a red marble for the next day. Red marbles mean you have to do some self-bondage and, we're going to connect for X amount of time. Green marbles were like you get to come that day and come out of chastity and you get to stroke and have an orgasm. And then yellow marbles were my choice. So I came up with fucked up shit every time we pulled it. So we pulled all the marbles at once, set up the entire month. And then if like something fell on a day where it's like one of us couldn't connect or we'd rearrange them. So we had the whole month of play laid out for us. And then, we had something to look forward to every day for an entire month. So think about how you can get a bag of 30 marbles with different colors, assign the different colors certain things. You can definitely adopt it to something vanilla that's not even dom sub. And it's like, oh, we picked a yellow marble for next Wednesday. That means we're going to have a mutual masturbation session together on Skype. So that's kind of fun too, especially for a fucking stuck at home. So love that idea. See, and if you think about, you can do the same thing, maybe rolling dice or 20-sided dice if you're Dungeons and Dragons. Like, I hope this unlocked your creativity, and now you're like, holy shit, there's all this stuff I can do. And if you're not super kinky and you're more vanilla, do things that are more vanilla. Do mutual masturbation sessions. Do let's read erotica together. Do let's watch a porn together. Maybe one night's your favorite porn and the other night's my favorite porn. And it's a really cool way to grow closer to your partner, even if you're not in quarantine, even if you're not social distancing. I hope you take these things and you use them all the time, even like we said, if you're in the same house, because I kind of want to do this. Like, go down to your office, I'll go to mine, and we'll do some shit on the. Okay, that'd be cool. So we also want to pick our winner.
Does this involve diapers?
Shit. No, it doesn't involve diapers. I gotta talk for a minute. I gotta figure out if it's up here.
Okay. So one of the things, guys, we wanted to talk a little bit about what I'm going to be talking tomorrow about things to do with COVID-19. As Apocalypse Daddy, tomorrow we're going to talk about gardening and what to do and how to do a garden, especially if you're in a small space. It's something that's just a practical skill to have, and whether or not you're into this, it's something that may, like, if they do run out of fresh produce, which we're not likely to, but you have a guarantee of getting some kind of fresh fruit and vegetable at that
Okay.
point. Wash your hands.
You want to do it this time? First one, right there.
Oh, fuck yes.
Is that who I think it is, though?
I think so.
I don't think it is.
Okay, that's gonna be funny if it's the second one. But so
first one.
All right, first one in lascivious Lex. Yes, that's Lex right there.
Yes.
Lascivious Lex, you are the winner.
Will that talk be here? I don't know, but you just want a sex toy. Hold on. Verify for me that you're over 18 and that you have a mailing address in the continental U.S. If you do, this thing is yours. So Lex, yes, and yes. Cool. All right, I'll be emailing you. So congratulations. Yay. And I don't know what your question was. Will what be here? Oh, will his Apocalypse Daddy. I think that needs to be the name of your channel, Apocalypse Daddy.
I think I am, as long as it's available.
He's been doing it on his personal Facebook. However, maybe experimenting later with coming over to Get Vocal. I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's just going to take a little bit of time. We're going to sort of get a feel for it on Facebook first and then sort of spread out from there afterwards.
So go to facebook.com/psychicken, PSYCHICKEN. And then just like turn on notifications for him. And I think, because like today was the first day you did it. So you have more people directly on Facebook that know you. So like experimenting a little bit directly on Facebook. And if it's good, then move over to Get Vocal, you think?
No, I just wanted to do it one day on Facebook. And tomorrow I'm going to try and switch over to Get Vocal and Facebook at the same time.
Oh, cool. Okay. So the thing is.
But I got to bring my Facebook people over to Get Vocal.
Right.
So if you follow me, they're great. If you don't, like tell your friends.
If you join on Get Vocal, he can see your chats. But if you're watching on Facebook, you can totally watch on Facebook, but he won't be able to see your questions and chats. Maybe if I'm there, I can have my phone up on Facebook and tell people and read you the questions and then encourage them to come over to Get Vocal. So times. What time?
I'm not sure yet. Tomorrow, I think I'm going to try and do it around 10 a.m.
I have a New York Post interview at 10.
Then I am not going to do it at 10 a.m. I will do
About
it at
noon Pacific?
No, I guess so.
Noon Pacific. Okay.
Noon Pacific time.
Noon-ish.
No, noon Pacific time.
Noon exactly. If you did them in ripped and tarnished cloths with big backgrounds, I remember when it all started. That would be funny. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I think you have some good things to say about the whole coronavirus thing and just prepping. Like, we were kind of surprised how not prepared a lot of our friends were. And like today, we had some people like close to us that are like, holy shit, I didn't prepare. And now I'm going to the store and, they're only letting so many people in at a time. When I go in and I've gone to 15 stores and there's no toilet paper and that sort of thing. So
we have friends that haven't bought any food yet at all. And I know that like some of you that have been following me for a while know that we've been talking about this for about 6 weeks now. It's going to get a little bit worse here, guys. Like, we're going to be okay ultimately, but it's going to get a lot worse.
Yeah. And just, if you're comfortable and you're prepared and you got your stuff, then that's good. But like, for those of you who don't really want to hear it here, I don't want to totally bring you down in this broadcast.
No.
So go watch Ken tomorrow. Really quickly, we got 4 more minutes.
More sex, less depression, guys. Sorry. Come to me for the depression. Yes. Come to me for your depression.
So let me just think. Okay, so enter that Giddy contest. I'm gonna put it here for you one more time. It's like over in 2 hours. That's it. So I pasted all the links. Here's Giddy giveaway. Yay. And like we said, we're gonna start doing some more stuff. We're not sure what. Definitely more bonus episodes on Patreon. We put up another one today or yesterday. Possibly some Get Vocal Patreon only broadcasts as well. We're going to be doing. We're going full steam with coaching. Like, we've coached here and there kind of under the radar, never really promoted it. But, like Ken said, all the revenue that we were making from, either live appearances or like private classes and anything that was in person is now gone, which is kind of, and I gotta say, I don't know what's happening with podcasting because, people are like, oh, everyone's going to be home, so they're going to be listening to podcasts. But then it's like, well, wait a minute, everyone's home, so they listen to us on their, you guys listen to us on your commute to work. You do not have a commute to work. So like Monday when I dropped the episode, I didn't get all these listens, and I was like, like I normally do. And then, you start thinking about it, people are home with their kids. They don't have time to listen to a sex podcast. And I'm like, oh, fuck, I thought we were going to have more listeners. So some of the advertisers are starting to drop out, not because of our specific performance, but they're just worried about the financial future. So they're cutting their Q2 budgets. So we've lost some advertising for this quarter. Not a whole lot, but I don't know if this is the beginning of a trend. And secondly, we lost a whole other huge chunk of our income. So even losing one advertiser here, one advertiser there is making an impact because we're trying to make every dollar stretch. So we're not saying like throw money at us for no reason. If you want to, we would not refuse it. But just be on the lookout for other things that we're going to be offering in exchange for your money. We would like for you to throw at us. Thank you. And on that note, you think we'll see it go up once the shock factor is set in with everyone? Maybe. Yeah. I also did, and I think in the whole big list of links, I wrote an article about just in general supporting your friends that are creators and gig workers and anybody who's lost a business because of this thing. So go ahead and read it. Even if you don't use the suggestions to support us, there's a lot of good ideas there. You can support anybody in that position, and you can use that information to do with it what you will. And a lot of those things are not monetary. They're things you can do for free, like subscribing to Get Vocal, subscribing to our podcast. Those subscribes help us. Telling your friends about these broadcasts. Those little things that seem little and insignificant, retweeting that. It helps our audience grow. And when our audience grows, we make more revenue. So a lot of people don't think about the really simple, easy, no cost ways that you can help whatever creator you want to support. So do those for, all the people that you love online and whose content you appreciate. Okay. So I think that's that. Any last minute questions? We've got 1 minute until we're going to hit stop. But we're also going to stick around. Just the recorded broadcast will be over. So all those people catching this on replay, you're only going to catch like 30 more seconds of this. And then we're going to have a private conversation that you'll miss. So that's why replay watchers, you should join us live. Again, check out American Sex Podcast at americansexpodcast.com, at any podcast player you listen to, whether it's Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, whatever, Pandora. And watch Sex with Sunny Megatron on Showtime. Give us tips. Thank you, Adam.
Thank you, Adam.
And we love you. We love your tips. We love your money, but we love you even if you don't have money, because we try to make most of our stuff free to the world because it's important. And this is information that enriches all of our lives, especially in this day and age right now when we're stuck in our houses, we're freaked out, our stress is out the window. And listen to our podcast that we dropped on Monday with Kate Lurie. She gives really practical advice for dealing with the anxiety, the PTSD reactions, the OCD triggers, and any kind of mental health turmoil you're having with what's going on in the news with COVID-19. Great fucking information. So please listen to it and share it with your loved ones that you think might find it helpful. And I'm going to stop the broadcast. But stick around. We're going to hang out because I know all of you are going to cam up right now because you don't want your face seen whenever.
And look for me as Apocalypse Daddy tomorrow on Facebook, and we're going to be